Hi everyone, this is Janie. Today for my 4-minute instructional video, I'm going to show you how to add a CSS slider to a website. Here's the finished slider that I made for the astronomy website I created for LIS 534 last semester. There are two components that are necessary for the slider to work. There is the code that you put on the CSS style sheet, which is a file that sets the layout of everything on the website. For example, colors and fonts. There's also the code that goes on the HTML web page that you want the slider to appear on. Let me show you the website homepage without the slider. I am removing the HTML code on the home page. For my site, the code is under the website content part of the page because I wanted it to be the focal point when people visit the site. I didn't create the code for the slider from scratch because I don't know how, but I was able to find a code on the internet that could be used for free. I googled CSS image slider and found something on a website called CodePen that I felt would do the trick. The CodePen site has both the HTML and CSS for you to copy and paste into the code on the appropriate files. In our case, for the home.html and xstyle.css files. Let's try to paste the HTML in the empty website content part of the home.html page. You will see that the images appear, but there is no transition. This is because the CSS is missing. Let's copy the CSS code and add it to our CSS style sheet and see what happens. You'll also notice that the images that are on the website were from the code that I found on the website. You notice that the slider is in a div tag that looks like this. Div ID equals quote slider quote unclosed bracket. A div is just a container that is given the ID slider. All this means is that the div is drawing from the slider code on a CSS style sheet. If you want to put your own pictures in, it's not too difficult. You just find the 4 images that you like and you want to use on the website. This code is set up for 4 images. And replace the files under img src equals file to the file name that corresponds to the image you have selected and saved to the website folder. I have an example of the HTML code that has been changed to include images. I found different astronomical objects. If I replace the file names of the images to what I have found online and download it, you can see the images change in the slider. Remember, it's important to change the part of the HTML code where it links to the URL of the images. This is just going to take me a few minutes to update, but the main point is I want you to watch where I am making the changes on the home HTML web page on Notepad. As you can see, I am changing the names of the images that I retrieved from the code on the CodePen website to the images I found, to the space images I found. Don't forget to refresh it. And there you have it. Just give it a couple of seconds when you refresh it. I know it looked like it wasn't going to work for that split second, but it does take a couple of seconds to update your website. And that's how you add a slider image to your website. I hope this video was informational for you guys, and I look forward to talking to you guys on the discussion forum.